Yes, that's enough of that. Welcome to the show where I have a new horse crop, much bigger than the old one. The old one was confiscated at Adelaide Airport because it's a dangerous weapon, or it was the one I had, apparently.
But only on the way out.
That's right. You can bring it in and be dangerous with it in Australia, but if you want to leave Australia with it, no, we can't be having that. It has to stay here. Can't go in your hand luggage. And I didn't have a packed bag because, well, the Field Marshal travels light. It was just me, a change of clothes or three, the Meat Militia uniform.
And
Ted, a horse crop. Anyway, I got a new one. So up yours, Adelaide Airport, Fitor. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome, one and all. Glad that you're all here at the end of 2024, just before Christmas. So this was our Christmas special show, I guess. So ask us all your Christmassy questions or questions, but make sure that you prefix said questions with a big capital Q, a colon, then write out your question in full. Don't use TLAs or PITIFFS. And suffix the whole thing with a question mark. Is that right? Your Majesty Pim, Queen of Pirates,
yes,
Mother of Puppies, first of a name, the Unpoked?
Yes.
Good. I am Lord Field Marshal Professor Bart, WTK, for those who don't know what the hell's going on here, if that's anybody. Don't worry, it's just a bit of fun. But the actual questions and the actual answers will be better than a bit of fun, mostly, won't they? Unless you piss us off, in which case we'll get a bit terse, won't we? Or Ted will, won't you, Ted?
Yes, I'll get very, very cross indeed if you ask silly questions.
Yes, will you go down there and twiddle the knob? Twiddle the dog? No, twiddle the knob. Knobs. Good boy, Ted. Carry on, good boy. Right, we've got some super chat action already.
Yes.
Super stuff.
You want it up?
Yeah, well, I always want it up. You know me. You bet, Your Majesty Pim, Queen of Pirates, and all of the rest.
Thank you for the super chat. And it says, cheers from sunny South Florida.
Well, you're lucky because right here, right now, particularly on this day, we have cloud cover. And for the last 2 or 3 days, it's been absolutely chucking it down, pissing down with rain, which was a bit of a disaster, really, because we'd had a week of fine weather before that. And we had a local bloke, come in and cut our grass and bale it all up. And we had a number of bales, more than we were told we were going to have. But okay, that's for another day.
5.5 times.
5.5 times what he estimated. Good work. Mm-hmm. Well done. Anyway, that would have been fine had we had time to put it all up. But we didn't. It pissed down, so we got about 200 bales, give or take, put up, ready for our need for hay of exactly none anyway. But anyway, we got it up there, and we could probably sell some of it later in the season for a premium. But in the meantime, we have 300 and something bales sat in the field, sopping fucking wet. Pissed off. I can tell you. Ted was furious. So he was. Would you stop fucking around with that?
Is my name Ted?
Well, Pim was also not pleased, to be fair.
No, I've been against the idea from the beginning, and when locals take the advantage of the newbies and make shit up, I'm not happy.
Well, there it is. I shall be having remonstrations with said bloke during the week.
Shall we do questions?
Why not? Let's do some questions instead of bitching about things going off in Pimbatia and stuff.
Yes. Question number 1.
Yes.
You complain much about academia. Would you recommend a young scientist to pursue an academic career? Isn't it the best place to do science?
I would genuinely these days probably encourage a young person not to go down that route. Up to even quite recent years, I would have said, yes, okay, just play their game, get the piece of paper, learn some skills to do some research, get yourself a career going, blah-de-blah-de-blah. These days, I'm much more of the mind that I would encourage a young person to learn some real life skills, i.e., how to farm, how to feed yourself, how not to be taken advantage of by locals who underestimate the amount of hay they're going to put together for you by 5.5 times. Yeah.
The day before it rains.
The day before it rains. We had 6 hours. Basically, we had
too.
6 hours to put up as much hay as we could. And the distance from the field where the hay was put together to where the shed is about a 5-minute drive in the 4-wheel drive vehicle across the property.
We could have done 100 bales if that was the case.
Well, we were told we were going to get 100 bales, and we got 5,500. And we did actually put 200 up before it rained, nearly. So we were good. We were awesome. Ted didn't help a fucking bit, though. And the dogs, well, they
My
were...
hand still hurt.
I know.
2 days later.
My back still hurts. Everything still hurts.
Was it 3 days?
Yes.
Fucking hell.
And I've done several more loads of moving it further up the property towards this way so we can use it for other things. Since anyway, there it is. Let's stop going on about that. No, I wouldn't suggest that a person should take on an academic career from the ground up these days at all. I would suggest that you should get ready for the coming a Cocoa Pops.
But if he really wants to do science, where's the best place to do science then?
Not in academia, because academia has entirely, completely lost its way in terms of both teaching people about science, how to do science, what is and what is not science. The disciplines have all gone out the windows. It's turned into a factory of woke-tarded fuckery. I would suggest that any person should learn actual science from someone from a previous generation of scientists, such as myself, and then perhaps get some money together to do science in some way and do that science and publish independently, out with being involved in an academic teaching institution where the usual pathway has been up to now. That pathway is now so bastardized, so mongrelized from what it should be, that it's basically a laughing stock. It's a joke. I wouldn't go any fucking way near academia, personally. Have I been clear on that?
What if it's a degree in statistics or something?
Yes, but that's not actually doing science. That's learning some of the mathematics involved in making statistical inference. Maybe you could do that as part of learning how to do that, but how to apply that mathematics to actually doing science is another bridge again, which again you would need to talk to someone from a previous generation of scientists, such as myself, who actually know how to do that.
I was just thinking, if you're actually really good at statistics, you can sort the bullshit out really easily, can't you?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Anyway, Varnasta.
Next is... How do you deal with being around normal people ridiculing the way you eat? Sometimes I feel like an alien around people who are so dismissive of the way I have researched this diet.
Normal people meaning whom? If it's family members, then they're going to ridicule you for something anyway, probably. That's what family members often do. They will find something to ridicule you for. I guess the answer is to grow a thicker skin on that. If it's colleagues at work or something like that, you actually don't have to sit there and listen to it. You can actually stand up and walk out for the most part.
The next comment is, I just denied cake on my birthday and everyone was horrified.
Fuck him.
So let's say it's family.
Fuck him, who cares? What difference does it make to your life that somebody said, oh, you didn't have cake on your birthday? Well, okay, they'll be over that by tomorrow. And you've avoided you've dodged the bullet of the cake. So well done you. I think people in general, what I have learned about people more than anything else in the last, let's say, 4 years, is that people need to grow a fucking spine and a thicker skin and stand upright with your shoulders back and look people in the eye that are trying to fuck with you and say, not today, sunshine. No way. Not happening. Get a bit militant.
Remember, you're doing this for you, for your health, what is actually best for you.
Yeah. Correct.
And they might dismiss it as, oh, well, a piece of cake is not going to kill you, but it doesn't have to do with a piece of cake, really. It has to do with you doing everything that you can to be as healthy as possible. Just believe really fucking hard in that. You're not going to be that bothered about what they say, because you wouldn't go and eat poison just because everyone else did it, because everyone knows that that is poisonous. So
yeah.
there's really no difference. It's just the way that you're thinking about it.
I mean, at the end of the day, what you can say is, look, I've looked into this very, very carefully. I trust the people that I have listened to regarding this. They do have the credentials. They do have the runs on the board. The anecdotes are all there. I'm not interested in discussing this with you, not one jot. You do you. I'm not doing that. Simple. Really? Ow! Simples. Ow!
Twiddle dog's knobs, Ted.
Yes. Dogs don't have knobs. They're both girls.
Hi, Professor. How much fatty meat should a renal failure patient eat? Thanks.
As much as someone who's not a renal patient, which is satiety.
Good-o.
Yes.
Whoops.
Good-o.
Will you be reacting to more of Lame and Norton taking a stab at Sean Baker?
Possibly, when I can be asked. Lame Norton is the most arrogant, pathetic turd going around, I think. And that really is saying something. The boy makes himself out to be an authority and an expert, when in fact he's unable so much as to get basic first principles correct. Like, he was challenged to state the first law of thermodynamics, which he's always tapping, and he got that wrong. It's on the video if you want to watch it. It's on the shorts, on my shorts feed on my channel. Lame Norton suggesting that the first law of thermodynamics suggests that mass is conserved, which it doesn't say at all. In fact, the first law of thermodynamics explicitly excludes any mention whatsoever of mass, in fact. And that's the law of conservation of mass that he's talking about, not the first law of thermodynamics. And it's false, because mass is not fucking conserved. So why would we listen to anything else that absolute arrogant fuckstain has to say on any topic? But yes, I probably will have a crack at him.
Probably.
And he'll probably still continue to pretend I don't exist, much in the way that Paul Salad I Don't Know does.
What was the issue that caused you to see an eye doctor in the past?
Vision problems. Pretty much. I went to the optometrist and said, I think my prescription has suddenly changed quite a bit. I'm not really able to see or read very well anymore. Can you check out and see if I need new lenses? And they said, you need a bit more than that, sunshine. You need to go and see this specialist here, who said, your eyes are poked, you're going to go blind, there's nothing we can do about it, suck it up. And then I found the Cerul products, and coincident with taking those for about 6 months, everything was tickety-boo after that. What a coincidence. Right.
Goody, goody.
Yes.
Meh.
Nah. Don't you hate that when that happens?
Yes. Have you considered doing an online biochemistry or physiology course? I would sign up.
Yes, I have, and nobody does. Or at least not enough people to make it worth doing. What people want to see from me is they want to see me dressing up in silly costumes and calling people a fuck trumpet or a cunt monkey or something like that. They think that's hilarious, and they'll watch that all day, and I'll just educate them by subterfuge before they realise I've done it. But if I put on a suit and tie and say it's Professor Bart here and I'm going to teach you all about biochemistry, they go, oh, fuck's sake, we don't care. That's just the reality of it. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Does caffeine in coffee stop or slow down weight loss on carnivore?
Yes, no, and maybe. It depends on your genes interacting with the environment in which you place them at any given time and ongoingly, including all sorts of factors, but not limited to just whether or not you're drinking coffee and how much. That's one of those maybe questions. Yes.
Hello, Professor. Hello, Pim. I was diagnosed with H. pylori in my blood test. My doc wants me to do a gastroscopy for some reason, and I refused. Any advice for H. pylori situation? No symptoms so far.
Number one, how the hell can you diagnose H. pylori from a fucking blood test? For God's sake.
I was wondering that too.
Wow. Basically, what I would suggest to you is, given that you have no symptoms, then there is no intervention required.
Indeed. Even if you had H. pylori, why would you do something about it? If it doesn't cause any problems, it's not a problem.
Ted's drunk all my fucking coffee. Bastard.
Anywho.
Okay, so if there's no symptoms, there's no action required.
Yeah. had a fight in comments with a doc and I challenged him to debate about LDL causes heart disease. He claims eating more saturated fat causes LDL receptors to become down-regulated. Is it true?
What the fuck has that got to do with the price of fish in China in 1965, even if it was correct?
Maybe it raises LDL.
Well, so LDL does not cause heart disease, period. That's easily demonstrable, mechanistically, logically, and with common sense. I've already done so on my channel a number of times, including in a nice little video, which is called Heart Disease Solved or something like that, where it's discussed in great detail. You should look that up on my channel and watch that 100 times before you get into your next argument with somebody who thinks they know what they're talking about that fucking doesn't.
And I'm not sure if that is true, to be honest. Many carnivores get lower LDL, some get higher. So maybe it's true with some people.
So at the end of the day, the only way that you can transport saturated fats, or indeed unsaturated fats, around your body in the bloodstream is if they are encapsulated in lipoprotein carriers, such as LDL, right? So why would having more saturated fat, meaning more LDL to carry it, cause the receptors for that LDL to be down-regulated? That would make absolutely zero fucking sense, wouldn't it?
We have a super chat.
Yay, super chats, we like those.
What is the difference at the inflammatory level between triglycerides derived from de novo lipogenesis and those from a fat-adapted state? Why are the former more inflammatory than the later?
Who told you that? Where does that information come from? Triglycerides are triglycerides are triglycerides, and they are not inflammatory from any source. Perhaps you could post us some indication of where you're getting your information from. Thank you for the €10. Ted will use those for his hay recovery fund or something. Yeah.
Well, can you explain negative aspects of gymnastics? What about calisthenics?
Negative aspects of gymnastics, the first and most obvious in terms of actual activities required of gymnasts is isometric holds. Very, very bad idea physiologically. Not a good thing at all. Not applicable to any natural movement pattern anywhere in the universe. Purely a show of isometric strength for the sake of it, for that particular event and its predilection for such things. The problem with isometrics is that it throws your blood pressure through the absolute fucking roof as long as you're doing it, and it's very, very dangerous for most people to even attempt isometrics, i.e. the plank. You should never fucking plank, ever, under any circumstances, unless of course you're a gymnast, in which case that's fine, but I would suggest to you that you should seriously rethink your sporting involvement in that case. And secondly, specifically for female gymnasts, the incidence of female athlete triad in female gymnasts is also vastly above any other sport. It's even higher than you will find in anorexia sufferers, actually. So really, really, while it's a great sport in terms of the ability to show what the human body is capable of in the short term for a few years, and in any given set of a few seconds or microseconds as well, awesome. In terms of producing, I guess, aesthetically pleasing bodies, both male and female, strength, power, all of that stuff, awesome. In every other way, absolutely fucking ridiculous and stupid. Basically, one of the dumbest fucking sports there is, gymnastics.
The wear and tear on the joints is
God, yes.
insane.
Yep. Yep.
My dad used to have a neighbor who used to do gymnastics fairly high level. She was sitting in a wheelchair and her upper body was like that tall, and then she had normal legs because her spine just totally collapsed from all the wear and tear when she was doing gymnastics, basically. Awful. I don't want to spend my life like that, or my leisure life.
Yes.
Right. Hello from Michigan.
Hello,
I
Michigan.
was thrown out of my doctor's office because I refused to take statin drugs.
Good for you.
I wanted to ask about prothrombin, but no answer from Doc. What are your thoughts on prothrombin?
Pro means for, or producing, or causing, and thromboses are clots. Why would you want to take something that causes clots? Do you not mean antithrombotics?
I would have thought
I would have thought so too. As in blood thinners, anticoagulants, antithrombotics of that kind. They can be indicated for a short period of time following a cardiac event. Otherwise, no. Is my opinion. My non-medical opinion, which makes it far more credible than most medical opinions. Because most medical... Well, the thing about doctors' opinions is that when doctors are being trained, and I know this because I've trained more doctors than most of you have had hot feeds, basically if we want their opinion, we will tell them what it is.
Right.
Because, any doctor that steps out of line doesn't put their feet in the marked circles on the floor and says something to a patient that isn't approved, gets struck off the medical register, don't they? They are mandated to lie to you as long as they're practicing medicine. Yes, do hit the like button. Also, send us all your money because I have a huge tax bill coming up.
Oh my god.
Huge tax. I have huge trucks of land, but I also have an even huger tax bill.
Okay. What do you think about deworming, and is there some better ways to do it?
Well, deworming is indicated when there are demonstrated worms that are causing a problem and are getting out of control and they're not in balance with your physiology and they're not being controlled by your immune system to a level where they are actually potentially beneficial. That's what I think about it. Do you have worms? Is that identified? And are they out of control? Are they taking over your system and causing a problem?
Yes.
If so, then maybe some action is required.
And
If
do
not,
you
then-
have a functioning immune system?
Yes.
If it's compromised, maybe it's a problem. I don't know.
Yes. Noster.
Can you explain again why the aerobic versus anaerobic exercise nomenclature is absurd?
Yes, it's based on a model. It's based on a teaching of the human physiological system, the energetics of muscle contraction, suggesting that there are 3 discrete energy systems. One which is aerobic and 2 anaerobics, one of which is the lactic system and one of which is the alactic or PCR system. The problem with the theory is it's absolute fucking nonsense. You do not have 3 discrete energy systems, not at all. You have one and only one integrated energy system, which is made up of a number of gears which work off each other. And you remove any one of those gears or downregulate the activity of any one of those gears, and the system as a whole fails pretty much immediately, in fact. That's why. So you have to train your one and only one system appropriately to your required physical performance output that's desired ongoingly. Good question.
Will you be keeping chickens at Pimbot?
We have some here already. They are growing like a mad thing. They are battle tank chickens. What are they called? Indian game, aren't they?
Yes,
Yes.
but in the US they are called Cornish game.
Cornish game, for those of you who use this stuff for money. This one is a Jackson. This one's already spent because, as I said, huge tax bill. Much more than
They
a
just don't
Jackson's
take
worth.
those dollars.
They won't take those ones anyway because those ones are like... what was the
And
question
we
again?
have,
Oh, chickens, yes.
at
chickens.
the moment, there are 36 eggs supposed to be hatching in 2 days.
All still alive?
Chickens. Well, yeah, they were yesterday.
Nice.
We'll
Good.
see how many of them survive the hatching day.
So yes, we're
Probably
going to
some-
have a number of chickens free ranging, following the animals, and they're going to scratch around after the animals and clean up any larvae and things that are left behind. What we have noticed so far with Pim's ideas about farming, which have been pretty good so far, she's been spot on about everything, is that in intensively farming the animals in a small area and then moving them to another small area in a relatively quick turnaround, we have almost no flies to speak of around our animals at all, and the chickens will just help with that still a bit further. Also, the native birds that are around here have been scratching around and
Yeah,
helping to
I
some
think that
degree already,
helps.
so that does help.
I'm not sure how it's going to go there because now we're moving towards where there are no trees, so probably less birds.
Except those ground birds.
You mean the quail?
Yes, the quail.
And the sparrows that are busy eating the duck food.
Quack, quack, quack. Are they eating the duck food?
They can get through the chicken wires.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have that too. Nom, 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 nom. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have chickens. We have a number of ducks at various ages and stages. We have some 4-week-old ducks.
Well,
Give or take?
they're 3 weeks yesterday.
3-week-old ducks that are growing like a mad thing. Every time I look at them, they look like they've doubled in size. I know they haven't, but they're just growing
Yeah.
like a mad thing. So that's good. We're going to have plenty of duck meat and duck eggs. And we've got some older ducks. We've got a mixture of Indian runners and
Muscovies.
which are also doing well, and they will both feed us both with eggs and with themselves at some point.
The Muscovy drakes are trying to now
Yeah.
eat my legs every time I come in.
We have 3 goats, one of whom provides milk, and the other 2 provide company for the one that provides milk. And they also have a huge truck of land that they can wander around in and eat up all the willow tree doings and
And for everyone who think
blackberries.
that goats are problem animals, probably the animals we have had least problems with.
Yeah, they're
so far.
great.
And they're
awesome.
coming back at night when we're calling them,
Yes.
except for when they're stuck in the creek. Then they shout back
Ah.
until I go and rescue them.
Yes. What else do we have? We have 7 Angus cows with 7 babies, not each, total, so 1 baby each.
Yes.
Yes. And we have 7 hoggitses.
Very good. Well, for
Tasty, tasty hoggitses. Hoggitses.
Which we're going to breed off and then probably eat them after that.
So yeah, we will have lots of chickens for a while until we process them.
Yes, we also have grass up to our armpits still in most of the property, despite having cut down an amount of it for hay, which is now fucked. A lot of it.
And now we got lots of rain for the last couple of days, so we'll probably have more grass
Yes,
again.
more grass
soon.
again. Good. So we need more animals and more. Well, the thing is, we can't afford more animals because of this huge tax bill, which is coming up, which I have to pay soon.
Yeah. Shall we move on?
Yes,
Do you recommend taking cereal supplements with food?
I recommend taking them, and it doesn't really seem to matter whether you take them with food or not. There is suggestions on the bottle as to with food and away from food. I really don't think it matters.
I think that the suggestion is for people that have problems with eating pills in general and feel a bit nauseated doing it, but the content shouldn't.
Yeah. Also, I think plasma flow says away from food because with food reduces its efficacy just that little bit. I really don't think it's important. The main thing is get them down here, get them taken. The one thing I can tell you for sure is they will not work sitting in your cupboard. You
Good.
have to put them in your body. And they will not work if you don't buy them. And neither will I be able to pay my tax bill. So fucking buy them, all of them. Also, buy Carnivore, hardcore Carnivore formulation if you're in Australia and New Zealand. We're the test market. We need to prove the concept to the fine folks at Cereal so that they'll make it international. So if you are in New Zealand or Australia, buy hardcore Carnivore Stem Enhance. Which is available for order now. This minute.
Yeah.
Now.
Show them
Ted
that
said
we
so.
want it.
Yes. Otherwise, Ted will be very cross, won't you, Ted?
Yes. I mean, yes. Carry on, Your Majesty.
Fuck no.
Yes, you go and suck the... Twiddle the knob. Goodness gracious.
Shall we go for the next one?
Yes, Budmaster.
I found a pasture-raised egg source, but they were all very pale yolked, and coincidentally, I had gut issues on the days I ate them. Back to free range for now. Psychosomatic, or what do you think?
No idea. It could... Yeah. We would have to do all sorts of tests to give you any kind of answer to that. Find something that works for you and stick with that.
Yeah. No idea.
Yes.
If they're actually pasture raised, I'm surprised that they have pale yolks.
Yes, they
because
shouldn't
they
have.
should have enough retinol and stuff to make that yolk be very, very yellow orange.
Yollange.
Orange. Heard that you've suffered from a myriad of digestive problems in the past. What were they, and was carnivore the ultimate cure?
Irritable bowel syndrome, up to and including possible Crohn's, certainly some hemorrhagic stuff going on at various points, hemorrhoids, diverticulitis, diverticulosis. When I was a teenager, I had pancreatitis, generalized bowel dysfunction in terms of the consistency of stool and stuff over years and years. Basically, you name it, just about, and it's been an issue for me. And what was the rest of the question, other than what did you have? There was some other bit.
That one?
What was the ultimate cure? Not eating poisonous things that aren't food for humans, basically. Combined with 4 other health hacks that I now promote almost exclusively to all people as being a thing you should do. It's on a video called 5 Health Hacks. Do the 5 thing. Mm-hmm. The 5 thing? Like that. Yes, you should watch that video. It's about 5 minutes long, the shortest version of it. And there are other more waffly versions of it too, if you like longer than 5 minutes. Yes, 5 health hacks, which are the 100% carnivore diet, or as close to that as you can attain and maintain. The 3 main oral supplementation products from the fine folks at Cerule. The habit of keeping yourself electrically grounded to the earth for as much of the time as is possible. Blocking blue light from your eyes after dark. And 45 minutes per session, 3 to 4 times a week of high intensity burst and repeat HIIT training / and or resistance training modalities such as heavy weights. That's my program. Get into it.
Right, we got the super sticker that we can't see, but yoo-hoo. Thank
All right.
you very much, Bob O.
Bobo.
Hello. It's
Hello, Rebecca Bavery.
B.I.
Nice to see you in the chat.
Bob O. Let's see if we can find our way back in the chat.
Yes.
Here. Why does Sally Norton need to eat exogenous carbohydrates?
She doesn't.
Well, I can tell you why.
I can tell you why she's chosen to, but Pim is ready to, so you should.
Because she gets majorly fatigued when she's eating no carbohydrates, and she does not get used to it. Similarly to me, I think, but much, much worse. So she's chosen to eat some carbs, which makes her feel really good.
Yes. Hello, Herbert Naves. I know you stole that name and it's not your real name.
Next one then. H. pylori. I only did some tests because I have some sort of palpitations in my belly and explosive diarrhea during my carnivore journey. Of course, I was told to change my diet to the Mediterranean.
Well, you should be more careful who you listen to then.
For fuck's sake. Jesus, chat.
Yes.
Do you think I can clear up my eye floaters on carnivore and prolonged fasting?
Possibly, but I would suggest to you that the most likely approach would be to apply all 5 of the health hacks on my 5 health hacks program.
I think they got it.
They got it. 5 health hacks are what you need.
No singing?
No singing.
Heard this idea that people suffering from indigestion could consider eating junk food, carbs, over protein and fats as therapy because they are easy to digest. Is there any merit to this idea?
Absolutely none whatever. That is an idea which is destitute of merit. It's contraindicated in every conceivable possible way imaginable, and whoever suggested that is a fucking imbecile. Am I clear? Vadnasta.
I think you were clear.
Good.
Have you engaged in any recent debates, either formal or informal, or discussions with people who hold contradictory opinions to your own? I know of the VG ones. Any others in the past year? Thanks.
Have a look on my channel, do a search, and you'll find several, including one with a MD called Peter Rogers, whose ass was also handed to him in a similar fashion. There's one. And there are several other examples from years gone by available on another platform, but no longer on this platform because of this platform's predilection for changing its rules and then backward applying its new rules to videos that didn't break the rules at the time they were posted. So at one point, several years ago, I had to remove my entire back catalogue of videos from this platform and reposit them elsewhere. You will have to take an odyssey of discovery to find those.
I've always preferred more fat than muscle meat. Is this a problem, not getting enough protein?
Probably not. You're probably getting quite sufficient protein. Of course, you would need to tell me a lot of things before I could guesstimate whether or not, in your particular case, with your genetics and the environment in which you've placed those genetics, that you are or are not.
Okie. Hi, Professor Bart.
Hello.
How long should the feeding window be in order to avoid electrolyte wasting in a carnivore diet?
There is no window. What you should do is eat one meal a day consisting of sufficient protein to prevent this problem.
Also, is it convenience to mix potassium chloride with sodium chloride for salting my meats? If so, what should the ratio be? Thanks, Professor.
Yes, you could do that if you like. And I think it's 2-to-1 of the sodium variety from memory, but go and check somewhere. Do you know? No.
I do not.
Mm-hmm.
I see Cyril say not to take stem, Cyactive, plasma flow, Cyactive joint if pregnant or breastfeeding. Is it to cover themselves? In your opinion, would they be just fine to continue taking?
Okay, number one, they don't say don't take it if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. They say it is not recommended. And it's not recommended because that is an FDA required statement, because pregnant and lactating women are a special and protected population, supposedly, and we all trust the jolly old FDA to make sure that our health and best interests are at heart, don't we? There is absolutely no evidence or reason whatever to suspect that the taking of cereal products, any of the cereal products, in a pregnant or lactating situation is at all problematic in any way, shape or form. It is purely a precautionary required, this is not recommended statement, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. How's that?
Okay. What are your thoughts on C60 power for energy and other claims? It helps. It's pricey, but my son has 2 jabs and I'm trying to sneak stuff for him to take.
I have never heard of C60. What's next?
Have you not?
I have not.
Okay. I just don't know enough about it to...
What is it?
It's carbon 60, a supplement. I don't know how it works. I haven't done the research.
Sorry, can't help you on that one.
I go through 180 eggs a month. I entertained the idea of chickens and then quickly dismissed it after doing the math and how many chickens that would be.
Fair enough.
Yes.
We, of course, have huge tracts of land and can have many, many chickens. Plus, we don't eat that many eggs ourselves.
Well, I used to eat about 4 eggs per day. That would be about 4 eggs per day, to be honest. But I'm getting ducks for the eggs and we eat the chickens, mostly. Gonna keep some to make more chickens. And they will have spare eggs, I suppose. The male goats, when they are young, are assholes. Your individual experience may vary.
We only have female goats at the moment.
We do have male calves, though, and they are assholes.
Are they?
Well, one of them is a fucking pest.
That would be number 72, would it?
Yes, that would be number 72. The other one is a little bit younger, so he might still be
Well,
a
72
pest.
will lead him up the garden path for sure.
Probably.
Bro, come and try this. It pisses mum off. Bro, check this out.
I think we might have a super chat.
Yay, super chats. We do
Yay,
like
super chat.
Thank you, Juliet.
Missed the live chat last week. Happy to be tuning in again today. It's become my Saturday tradition.
Nice.
Happy early holidays and much love to you both.
Thank you, much love to you as well. And
Thank
we
you.
do appreciate the input. That is what percentage of my tax bill paid.
Very minuscule. Okay. Craving steak trimmings and crispy duck now. You're welcome.
Excellent.
See, we're upsetting people here.
Oh well.
I can't hear about the food. My fasting just passed the 100-hour mark.
Good work.
Well, I'm sorry
How
about
long are you
that.
going for?
Indeed. How long are you planning on doing that?
How long has this been going on? No singing.
The Indian runners are funny to watch. You
Yes.
should get a male peacock. They make a loud, different warning sound when there is a predator animal.
I was thinking about getting a peacock or two around here as well, just cause.
Because it's fun
Yeah.
to have a peacock.
Yes.
Question: does gastric acid destroy active ingredients in cereal products? Can I theoretically dissolve the capsule content in water and drink it with the same effect?
No. Yes. No, it doesn't. Yes, you can.
Hello, I got primary myelofibrosis prognosis based on DNA test and blood test. Been strict carnivore to lower inflammation. Could cereal help with slowing down bone marrow vibration?
In theory, absolutely yes. In practice, we are not allowed to make any therapeutic claim of any kind whatsoever, other than to suggest to you that you try it for at least 6 months to see what might be coincident in terms of your affect with the taking of cereal products. Get into it. Highest dose you can afford. If you're paying for them, and if you don't want to pay for them and you'd rather get them for free, we have a program for that too. You just need to let me know and I'll point you in the right direction.
Good.
Good.
Are you going to harvest animals yourselves? Do you have a butcher spot on the property?
We don't have a butcher thing set up as yet. We'll get a home kill agent to come in and do the killing and processing.
The birds.
Yeah, we'll do the birds ourselves, absolutely. I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the bigger animals that we won't at this stage.
No.
No. But in future, yes, because we want to be entirely independent here. So we've got independence for water supply. We're getting sorted as soon as I've got some money after I've paid this tax bill to get some electricity independence. They're the main things. We've got food independence already with the animals. And then ways and means of killing and processing animals ourselves would be the next thing. Super chat action, $20 Australian.
Maybe
Love
we
it.
can get some cooperation with someone who's already doing home kill and
Well,
set
just
up a
while we're
joint
doing-
venture sort
yes,
of thing.
absolutely. And just while we're talking about that, just because I haven't yet done a promotion on it, if you read the ticker tape banner at the bottom of the screen, you will see that we are inviting applications of interest from folks who would like to come and stay with us here at Pimbatia Farm for a period of time. The imagined arrangement is that you might well help us with some of the farm labour to some degree, a set number of hours a week, say, and also you'd probably do some other things around New Zealand in this area or more widely while you're here. And, you know, we would feed and accommodate you in recognition of your willingness, of your own accord, to help us with some things that need doing around here, not a paid position or anything like that. You will need to get yourselves here with your own airfares, and you will need to bring your own spending money, because I don't have any.
Because you have a huge track.
I have a huge
No, I mean-
tax bill.
Yeah.
The jolly old New Zealand IRS are getting right up me. Right up me they are. To the tune of a lot. Anyway, let's have the super chat.
Yes. Thank you very much, plant-sparing carnivore.
Yes.
Will the hardcore carnivore cereal product help heal or improve my friend's chronic painful hip labral tear, which surgeons won't operate on yet? He's been on a carnivore diet for 3 years and loves it.
Okay, same answer as before in terms of making any kind of therapeutic claim of any kind whatsoever. It is simply not allowed and I cannot do it. In theory, absolutely yes, because adult stem cells are absolutely designed to tool around in your blood once they've been released and find tissues in need of renewal and repair, and that's what they do. And the product has been shown with peer-reviewed publication. There is an inference there that it does exactly what it says it does, and that is that there is an associated increase in circulating adult stem cells after the taking of the cereal product. So, you know, it does what it says it does, and the things that are released by it do what they say they do. So, of course, in theory, yes, if that's your body's priority, that's what'll happen.
Okay.
Right.
I did a wonderful interview over my YouTube channel with our mutual friend Rob Goodwin. Do you mind sharing it with your peeps?
Fine.
Boom.
Send me the link. Send me the link, and I'll put it up on the community tab. Send it to my email, Rebecca.
Good.
That'd be awesome.
Good. I was avoiding tea recently because of its heavy metal content, but I realized that tea has anti-nutrients that prevent absorption of metals. Will they cancel the risk in your opinion?
Nope. Ouch. Fuck.
Stop fucking around.
You fuck around too much. Always fuck around, says Pim.
Yes. Are herbs and seasoning okay on meat?
What does that even mean, okay? I mean, obviously, a person has to make their own decision about what it is they can attain and maintain in terms of carnivory. And at the end of the day, the ideal is to have no plant material of any kind whatsoever. In practice, most carnivores do have some still, a very small amount. Rachel says I have a great idea. What was my great idea?
I had no idea.
Probably having people at the farm. Rachel, you'd be very welcome to come and stay at the farm and do stuff here. I know it's a long trip, but that would be awesome. $50 super chat.
Yes. Were you done with the previous one, or?
I think so. Did I answer the question
Well, I
sufficiently?
don't
I don't know. I'm not listening to you. I'm reading ahead.
Joe, thank you. Merry Christmas to two of my favourite people. Merry Christmas, Joe.
Rock on. You've changed, by the way, Joe. It used to be all about the music. I'm kidding, just a bit.
We have another super chat too.
Yes.
Got some euros. Do you take supplements? If yes, which ones?
If you mean nutritional supplements, I personally take very little to no nutritional supplementation of any kind ongoingly. The only supplements I take are the cereal products, which are not nutritional supplements, even though they are labelled as such, because they have to be. They are nutraceuticals. They have an effect, a specific effect, and it's not a nutritional effect.
Very specific.
Specific. Yes. Are you taking the pus out of my accent?
We have had a tui right outside the window.
Yes.
All the tuis here are very small, I've noticed.
Mm.
The ones I've seen previously everywhere are much bigger.
Mm.
Don't know why we have dwarf tuis here.
Mm. Maybe it's the local population.
Is eating boogers contraindicated?
I'm not even going to justify that, God's sake.
You eat those.
You
Have
do
fun.
you. Have fun. Absolutely.
What do you think about autophagy? Mixing it with a carnivore diet, is it safe, or is it better to keep the meat intake and skip the fasting totally?
It depends on your individual situation, your required outcomes, your desired outcomes, your physiology, your DNA, and the environment in which you place that DNA at any given time and ongoingly. For individual advice, you should contact me for a consultancy session, which you can do at the linkages you will find underneath this fine video in the show notes down there. Speaking of down there, where's Ted? Ted, where have you gone? Oh, he's over here. Ted. Yes, get back down there and twiddle the knob. Good boy.
Oh, Jesus.
Good boy.
Yes.
Somebody has to.
Right. Do you think the consumption of fermented vegetables along with meat has any advantages or merit?
No, I don't. For most people under most circumstances at most times.
What are your thoughts on people saying exercise is bad for you because it's stress on the body?
Well, who's to say that stress is contraindicated? Because, see, the thing is, if the situation is you have no stress whatsoever, you're dead.
Yes, you
Because
really
life is stressful. It's supposed to be. There's a difference between stress and distress, mind. Distress is what happens when stress is chronic, for example. So if you exercise too much, then that will cause distress, and that is contraindicated, yes. Some exercise, some stress is indicated, absolutely. And whoever said that to you really needs to tidy up their communication style and their discipline, and probably should actually shut the fuck up, because it's clearly something they don't know dick about. So,
Fuck the shut up.
fuck thee, shut up. Don't make us come there, funny man. We will get mad like wounded snakes.
But in your opinion, how much lean muscle would a male north of 40 need to put on per year to stay off the catabolic nature of aging?
Put on? None. They would need to maintain what they've got.
That
How's
would be
that?
ideal.
Yes.
That way you're definitely gonna prevent the
Yes.
catabolic nature of aging.
Yes. Thank you, Alicia and John, for the question.
Are heterocyclic amines a problem we should try to avoid, or is the amount produced when grilling meat negligible?
The second. So long as you're not eating heavily grilled or black meat every day of your life.
Yummy. I forgot, I have nearsightedness. Taurine temporarily improves vision. I dose 15 grams every day. I need it to reduce racing heart and similar vascular problems. Your thoughts?
Fine, if it works for you, keep doing it.
Professor, could you tell us more about your resistance training? For instance, the warm-up, working sets and cool-down, also volume and intensity.
Next week, I shall post a video where I'm being interviewed by Dr. Abs about exercise, and it's all covered there. Watch that. You'll love it. Abs did.
And yes, people at the farm sounds like a dream.
Well, come here, Rachel. We would grab your arm off. We would have you here in a flash. You'd rock. Come and do stuff here.
Come and do stuff.
Yes. Besides, Ted really, really wants to meet you. So he does.
Good. I usually end my fasting after 4 to 5 days, and I heard it might be unhealthy to carry on longer. Usually I try to reach the 70 to 200 mark. On a regular basis I do OMAD or 420, 618 eating windows.
Cool. There's no question there. Do you see how that's not a question? Okay, good. What's next?
Well, I think this was a...
Yeah, it's a follow-on from what I
Yes.
asked about, give us more information, but it's still actually not a question, you're just giving us more information. It really depends
the
on
question
what
was, what do you think about autophagy?
Right,
Is it safe to mix it with a carnivore diet?
yes. At large, in most people under most circumstances, yes.
Where are we? We're there. Is there any benefit to nicotine for the brain?
Well, the jury's out on that a bit. There are some people suggesting there are some sorts of benefits to nicotine in the human body, including antiviral action. Incredible. The mode of delivery would be very important, mine, because the way that nicotine is usually delivered to people that take in any amount of nicotine is absolutely contraindicated, i.e. the smoking of tobacco. Bad idea. So,
Is there any benefit to nicotine? Well, we had that one.
geez, the echo's good in here, isn't it?
Yes,
it
it
takes
is.
a while to come back, but
One day I would like to come down to your farm.
Please do.
Question mark. Would
Please.
you?
please do. Make an appointment to speak to us over Zoom about the possibilities and timing and stuff. We'll make it happen, probably. So long as you're deemed to be an acceptable sort of person by Ted. Ted makes the final decision on such things.
Right. I saw a discussion recently that if you've got fat to lose, you should eat more leaner and only incorporate more fats when you reach your weight loss target. Is there any truth to this?
No, that's an opinion. And opinions are just like arseholes, aren't they? In that almost everybody's got one, and it's almost certainly full of shit at any given time. No, that's rubbish. Nonsense.
It's healthier to eat some fat.
Yes.
What type of warm-up is recommended before high-intensity strength training?
Watch that video next week with Dr. Abs. It's all covered.
Are there any particular weight training exercises that you would recommend to avoid for general health and well-being?
Watch that video next week with Dr. Abs. It's all covered.
All right. Which cereal products do you take specifically?
STEM Enhance Ultra, the stem cell release agent, which is invisible and see-through because it's green on the label. Sciactive, the anti-inflammatory, and Plasma Flow. Also in Australia and New Zealand, there's a version of that that's Hardcore Carnivore, which is in proving mode right now. We are the test market, so in New Zealand and Australia, if you're not already on the cereal Stem Enhance, get the Hardcore Carnivore version. If you're already on the older version, you can stay on that. It's absolutely fine. It's great. It does exactly what it says it does. It's just that it has a cellulose capsule instead of the bovine capsule that the Carnivore version has, and the flow agent is a rice starch which passes through untouched rather than silica in the Hardcore Carnivore version. Otherwise, it's pretty much identical, except that this first batch of the Hardcore Carnivore Stem Enhanced does not contain fucoidin, not because fucoidin is a plant, because it isn't, but because there was a supply issue. So we said, fuck it, put it together without that for now, and then in future put it back in. Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Having said that, if you are on the regular one,
Yes.
it could be an idea to change anyway, because that will just show them that there's interest for that particular product and maybe help.
Sure, you can, absolutely. It's at your sole
Spreading it throughout
discretion.
the world.
The issue is, if you're on auto ship, the Hardcore Carnivore version cannot yet be added to an auto ship. not until the second batch, which won't occur until the first batch sells. So it has to be quick order, unfortunately, which is just that little bit more expensive. So it's just one of those hurdles that's been put in our way that we just have to burst through and overcome. Yes.
I see. Okay. What are your thoughts about bun creatinine? Is there a with too much protein in
There are all sorts of things that can throw that ratio off. I personally would never make a diagnostic nor prognostic statement to a person on the basis of the bun creatine ratio standalone without other things, such as the most important thing, which is symptomology still. Not bloods, not lab levels, none of that. It is symptomology that we deal with. That's what I deal with as a health professional, not labs. Jesus, Tracy. Someone get Tracy some dusters.
Report to Ted after class, Tracy, for goodness sake.
Face the right way, Ted. I know you're facing the wrong way for a reason down there, but he's twiddling the knobs. That's what he's doing.
Yes, very good.
Good.
Have been diagnosed with planus lichens. They say it could be in my system for a couple of years in my mouth. Any thoughts on speedy recovery?
5 health hacks. Do those.
I don't even know what it is, but I would look into dry fasting too.
Oh yes, you could throw that in. Good thinking. Yeah.
If you can do that. Will you show us your progress in the 410-pound bench press training in the abs video? Joke.
Yes, I got that. That's a joke. Sure. I've been moving a lot of hay bales, which weigh between 15 and 25 kilos, which is about 30 to 50 pound in the last few days. So I shall be as buff as fuck soon, just from doing that.
We'll look into it. Been meaning to come over to see Jess too.
Yeah. Well, Jess wants to come and visit as well. Maybe we could have a party. That'd be awesome.
See? You don't have to go to Australia. The mountain will come to Muhammad.
Yes, I'm Muhammad. And you guys are the mountains. Neither one of Rachel nor Jess is a mountain.
Oh.
Neither are they Muhammad. I must be Muhammad. Or is this Muhammad?
I don't know.
Yes, I'm Muhammad.
Good. All right.
Do you see yourself changing any element or of proportion of your diets with your new occupations, farmer yokels?
Yes, I have been consuming relatively a lot of raw goat dairy and goat kefir and mozzarella made by Pim, Queen of Pirates, mother of puppies, first of her name, the unpoked maker of mozzarella, and other such salutations. So yes, that's changed already, and probably I'm taking in a bit more food because I'm spending more energy than I was, because previously I was pretty sedentary for a number of years, and now I'm pretty active.
We'll probably eat a lot more chicken.
And we'll eat more chicken and more duck, absolutely. Yeah. And some, any number of the other animals that become unuseful in some other way on the property will become food for us. Or indeed nutrient for the property, depending on what animal it is and what's going on. Yes.
Yes. So try that with the round bales. Lol.
Oh, God.
We could probably not even roll one. So
No. We do have a tractor, which neither one of us knows how to drive yet. But we'll get to that.
Fuck.
Does that rhyme with...
Fuck. Thank you. I'm so glad for you guys. Seriously, Rick will be pleased to hear about the duck intake.
Yes, indeed.
Clearly.
Yes. And, Jonathan, we if you want to come and lift heavy things around here, absolutely, come on down. I know it's a long way, but...
Okay. I understand that we get enough sodium from meat, but are there additional benefits to using salt? If so, what are they?
It depends. It's individual, case by case, your genes, the environment in which they're placed, your physiology, etc. Some people need more salt than others. There's also an interaction with your insulin response. Anyway, yeah.
Are there any plans to expand cereal products availability to Canada and or the US in future?
They are very much available in both of those nations as we speak, yes. If you mean the hardcore carnivore specifically, Well, it would require the New Zealand and Australian market to respond to its availability by way of ordering it all up, so that the company go, yes, that really is worth doing internationally. But all the existing cereal products have been available in the US and Canada for as long as cereal has existed already. Get into it. All you need to do is go to the link, which you'll find in the show notes under this video, to get access in 70 different countries and territories around the world, right now, this minute, if you want.
Right, incoherent line up the back of the class.
Good,
Tracy.
good.
What are your thoughts on water fasting and intermittent fasting?
Individual, depending on needs at the time, person's genes, interaction with the environment, all that stuff. It can be useful.
Yeah.
It can also be stupid and dangerous depending on your situation and how long you're going for.
Although I don't think I could do it right now because it's been really hot and sweaty.
Except for the last few days.
But dry fasting, I just think that is so much better than any other fasting, personally.
I can't do it more than 3 days, personally.
I think you can.
Well,
just need to get used to it.
I just need to harden up, perhaps.
Get used to it, not hard enough.
Yes.
Let your body ease into it. I want to turn my mum into a carnivore. What are the best veggies to consume for her adaptation transition period? Any suggestions? I don't want her microbiome to get pissed like mine was, sadly.
That's very much a consultancy issue, basically. I'm not going to sit on a live stream and go through a dietary plan, for goodness sake. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Should you worry about calcium deficiency or omega-3 on carnivore diet if you can't tolerate dairy or don't consume fish?
No.
Well, that's lucky for me.
Yeah. No, you shouldn't worry about that.
I do have some goat milk, I suppose,
Yes.
but not a lot.
Mm.
Is waiting 90 minutes before first cup of coffee in the morning a real benefit?
There's been nothing that would show me that it is, or prove that it is, in any way, shape or form. It's an opinion. Remember about opinions?
And assholes?
And arseholes, and being full of shit.
Bart and Pim, which shampoos, conditioners, soaps and toothpastes do you personally use?
Well, in terms of shampoos, none. Obviously. Conditioners, none. Soaps and toothpaste, Pim can tell us about those. She gets them from wherever she gets them from, and sometimes she makes her own, depending on how she's feeling. Go.
I use baking soda for my hair. I don't use a conditioner. I use Dr. Bronner's soap currently. And toothpaste, we use a fluoride-free one it's Red Seal that we bought at the supermarket actually. But sometimes I make my own as well with baking soda and coconut oil and such. But you can just use tooth powder, like a mix of different spices like cloves and stuff if you want.
Eye of Newt. Stuff like that.
Yes.
Good.
It all depends on what we can be bothered doing.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any more debates in the pipeline with other rational, intelligent and well-meaning, not Menzies consuming folks?
Not that I'm aware of at this stage.
Oh.
I don't know what'll happen next year. Things will come up or not.
Go away.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Thoughts on the benefits of methylene blue?
I'm not convinced one way or the other. I tried it for a bit and felt nothing myself. But I did get very green wee for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the methylene blue at the moment, Tracy. Interesting rush shortly after ingestion, using around 20 milligrams per day.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Are the body's repair resources shared and limited? For example, do the resources used to repair and build muscle reduce the resources available to repair vascular or skin damage?
Yes, there is a limit.
Mm.
In most people. There's a limit in all people, actually, but you can affect that limit by taking the sponsor's Fine Stem Enhanced Ultra product. And the hardcore carnivore version if you're in Australia and or New Zealand. You have your orders, soldiers. Carry on. What's next?
What's next is... Wow. Thoughts on Ozempic for weight loss?
Stupid.
Yes, just...
Absolutely, just don't.
Do it.
Don't go anywhere near that shit.
You're going to destroy your fucking insides.
It's just, no. Absolutely no.
Bobo says, "Hey guys, it's Christmas. Give Bart and Pim a thank you. Dollars."
You mean give the New Zealand IRS one, because that's where it'll all be going. But yes, thank you. Do absolutely send us all your money, because...
All your money.
Yes, all your money, because Ted's very expensive to keep.
Yo, miss you all. Thoughts on eating pasteurized butter versus raw? Can only get pasteurized butter here in Tassie.
It is what it is then, isn't it? You're kind of stuck.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's fine,
Really?
I think, personally. I mean, because butter is largely the fatty acids and not so much the bioactive stuff. What I would suggest is be reasonably careful about your milk maker in terms of where they source their milk and what has been fed to those cows that made that milk in the first place. Because there are some things that are being fed to cows in some parts of the world now that absolutely should not be being fed to cows, that are potentially very problematic indeed. And the only way that we can get it through to these cunts is to not buy their product or associate ourselves with their businesses in any way, shape or form. Yes.
Super chat from Jonathan. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
For your continued public service.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Jonathan. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Right, last question, I think.
Really? What time is it?
5 past.
5 past.
Does the liver store excessive cholesterol which was not excreted and returned to it through enterohepatic circulation?
Some, yes. There is an amount of storage.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we've got another one.
Yay.
So that, fuck's
Not
sake.
that one. That one.
That one first. Won't you get low in folate without eating liver?
No. You won't. Probably. I don't. Most people don't.
Would you recommend collagen supplement?
Yes, I would. For some people under certain circumstances. Yep.
Do you need a hand getting any equipment going in the next couple of weeks? I've got a little time I can help in.
Well, we've got a Ford 6610 tractor, which I'm told runs, but hasn't run for the several months that we've lived here, because neither one of us knows how to drive it. If you know how to drive that, you can come and teach us. That'd be awesome. We've got various things to set up. Yes, I mean, you know, if you want to come out, send me an email, whatever. We can swap cell phone numbers and shit, and we can just make it happen. That'd be awesome. Any help is appreciated, because we really are absolutely green when it comes to farming. We are on the learning curve.
Spriting out our ears. Right
Tasks up to our armpits. No, you know, and no idea of the best way to approach things, and it's all learning curve stuff and such. So yes, if you want to come and play with some equipment, you bet.
Now we get all the questions, because I said it was the last one.
Yeah.
Is wearing sunglasses healthy, or do we need to get some UV rays in our eyes?
Sunglasses during the day is not a good idea for the most part, depending. If you are in a snow situation, then I probably would, otherwise no.
Email incoming. Good up.
Excellent. Thank you. We'll see you soon.
If I was local, I would visit. I can operate all kinds of machinery.
Well, Rick,
Yeah.
get your ass down here. Get on a plane. Come and see us. It's only 13 hours or something.
Would you recommend boron supplements?
Only for someone that is demonstrably boron deficient with symptomology.
Do you recommend iodine?
Same answer, except for iodine.
No, that was the last question.
Excellent. Right. Well, thank you very much for your attendance, participation. Thank you for being you, really. Continue to be you. Creatine, same answer. Probably not useful. Probably not. Really, the only thing left to do is to sing the sacred national anthem of the independent nation of Pimbatia, which, as we all know, goes a little bit something a bit like this. Steak and eggs and eggs and steak. That's what you should have for your breakfast. Delicious. Eggs and steak and eggs. Just making sure you heard. Ted, I think they've got it. Hurrah!